Well, good morning. Good morning. It is Wednesday, and you know what happens on Wednesdays. You tune in to the Mike Prince Show. It is January 27th, 2016, and welcome to this week's edition of the Mike Prince Show. This is a special edition of the Mike Prince Show, and I say, well, why you say that, Mike? For those who may be unaware, 11 years ago today, January the 27th, and I just kind of stumbled across it, it was dubbed Michael Prince Day in our beloved city of Prairie View, Texas, kind of acknowledging some of the things that we have tried to do throughout the community and will continue to do. So it's Michael Prince Day in the city of Prairie View. Don't know what that means to anyone, if anyone even cares, but that's what it is. Today's show is going to be a lot of moving parts, if you will. Of course, we got to give you the latest and the greatest on the Bill Cosby victory. He got him a slight victory this past week or this week. Want to recap the NFL playoffs and what all this is going to do leading to the Super Bowl. And we had a topic that we'll be talking about, the art of coaching, and the latest and the greatest going on in the world of Prairie View Panthers athletics. We're going to take us a break, and we'll come back with our first segment for this week's show. Go and tell a friend that the Mike Prince Show is on the air. You're listening to Community Radio on the Open Mic Broadcast Network, 87.9 FM, Prairie View, Texas.
It's a medical breakthrough. Doctors are prescribing something new to help prevent cancer and improve survival rates. But you don't get it filled at the pharmacy. The answer is as close as your local supermarket. That's right. Research has shown that a diet rich in fruits, vegetables, beans, whole grains, and other high-fiber vegetarian foods protects against cancer and can even help survival rates. Side effects of a vegetarian diet include increased energy, lower cholesterol levels, and better overall health. And with the right recipes, a high-fiber vegetarian diet can be a delicious way to help shed those unwanted pounds. So, stock up today. For a free nutrition booklet filled with delicious cancer-fighting recipes, visit cancerproject.org or call 866-906-WELL. That's 866-906-WELL. This message brought to you by the Cancer Project, committed to preventing cancer and improving survival.
While cutting molding with a 12-inch dual compound miter saw, while holding a newborn baby in your arms, when face-to-face with a congregation of alligators, with the ball in your hands and the entire freaking season on the line.
There are a million places you'd never consider texting, so why would you do it while driving? NASCAR driver Casey Kane here, asking you to please stop the text, and together we can stop the wrecks.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. Get the message at stoptextstopwrecks.org.
What if I told you that for $36 you could make a big difference? At $36 a year, you can become a listening partner with the Open Mic Broadcast Network. This annual donation would help us continue the success of our broadcast throughout Waller County. Visit our website at ktorradio.com and become a listening partner today. Serving the community through faith and athletics, the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Wake up, wake up, wake up. It is the Mike Prince Show. Welcome back. Want to let you know you can follow us on Twitter at OBN_radio. You can like our Facebook page at Open Mic Broadcast Network. We're on Instagram at OBN Radio. We're all over the place. And speaking about being all over the place, if you have been anywhere remotely close to what's going on in our lovely society, you know there has been a massive attack on Mr. Bill Cosby. Now, Bill Cosby just got a slight victory as he had some cases that he was victorious over that were presented by Miss Renita Hill. And so now the latest and the greatest going on with Mr. Cosby is slowly coming to brighter days, if you will. So the account, or the accuser, if you will, had her case pretty much destroyed and blown out of the water. And so old man Cosby lives to fight another day. And I've stayed away from this particular topic for a reason. You got to understand something. In the era and that all this was going on, I promise you, I'm going to hit on this just a little bit, and I'm going to get out of it because number one, I'm not a lawyer. Number two, I was not there. And number three, I honestly really don't care. But I know this is a topic of interest, and a lot of the main media stuff is not touching this topic, and I feel obligated to at least tickle the thought just a little bit. But I promise you, I'm not going to be long and drawn out into this particular subject, if you will. Now, what's going on is that Cosby was accused of having some inappropriate relations, if you will, with these young ladies, and that he's doped them up and done all these horrible things to them while they were unconscious. And a lot of people are missing two big elements, if you ask me. Like I said, I am not a lawyer or none of that, and I was not there. But at the time all these accusations are going on, you got to ask yourself, you got two scenarios that really should stick out to you. Where did these places, or where did these incidents or alleged incidents happen? A lot of them allegedly happened at the Playboy Mansion. Imagine that. The Playboy Mansion, and there's a recreational drug that everyone was using in the 70s, leading up to the 80s, that was a known sex enhancer drug, if you will. Now, I'm not saying that Bill Cosby is a saint by no stretch of the imagination. And for the man in me, been married 26 years, I got a strange feeling that even his wife was aware of what he was doing on some occasions. But, that's a whole nother topic. But to sit up here and say that you were drugged up and then, had things done to you, unimaginable things done to you, my first question is, why are you at the Playboy Mansion? That's just a thought. And we're all grown and we're entitled to go and do and be wherever we want to be. But why are you at the Playboy Mansion? Why are you in that environment? You know what's going on in that environment, but no one wants to bring that up. No one wants to touch on that. They want to paint this picture that Cosby is a big old bad booger bear, and he deserves what's going to get to him and come to him. Well, right now he's been walking through victorious, and I found it ironic. I find it extremely ironic that a lot of this stuff, 40-year-old stuff, seeps up and out because he had made a declaration that he wanted to purchase NBC. That seems extremely ironic to me, but who am I? I'm just a little old simple guy that happens to have a microphone and can think for himself, but that is not what we're here about. It's going to be interesting to see how all of this folds and unfolds as the Cosby saga continues. Now, there are a lot of people, and I'll be the first to make mention, Cosby impacted a lot of lives, and for me, it was where I had to appreciate it later, because when his Cosby Show in particular came on, I grew up on Fat Albert and all that, but when the Cosby Show came on, that was not a reality for me. I grew up in a different environment, and I used to be a Cosby hater, where you say, man, how you gonna say this? Daddy's a doctor, mama's a lawyer, everybody going to these Ivy League pristine colleges, and I'm going like, dude, I'm struggling trying to find a bologna sandwich. But what it did was it challenged you to be better as an individual. It challenged you to push yourself beyond mediocrity. It challenged you to see yourself in a different light. And for the record, and to be honest, I couldn't remember another show of such impact and significance that made you look at yourself as a young African male that, wow, I can do some things, which led, of course, to a different world and so on and so forth. So you got to give credit to old man Cosby, and we're praying that things continue to work out in his favor. I've done my spiel on the Cosby Show. We're going to take us a break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about a couple of things: the art of coaching, the NFL playoffs, some news coming from on the hill at Prairie View A&M University. Some may be aware, some may have expected it, but it's still unfortunate. We'll talk about all these when we return. You listen to the Mike Prince Show. Keep it where you got it, and we'll be right back. Apple Ford Hyundai is a dealer you can count on. Apple's range of car services include new Ford Hyundai sales, used car sales, car loans, and auto financing. Certified Ford Hyundai Auto Service Department, full selection of Ford Hyundai auto parts and aftermarket accessories. Come on out to Brenham, Texas, and find out why Apple Ford Hyundai has been named the best kept secret in Brazos Valley. They're located at 1820 Highway 290 West in Brenham, Texas. You can dial a toll-free number at 888-898-6095. There's even an internet sales division. Simply go to www.appleford.com. Apple Ford Hyundai of Brenham, Texas. It's a new year, and that means tax season is here. And Gunderson's Bookkeeping can provide you with personal income tax preparation. For more information and schedule an appointment, call Gunderson's Bookkeeping at 936-372-2661. The Jazz Bar, located in Prairie View, Texas, is a great opportunity for you to have your next community event, whether it be nonprofit, funeral reception, community, charity, government, church, or individuals. The Jazz Bar has the accommodations to meet your need. The Jazz Bar is open Thursdays through Sundays, and you can schedule your private parties Mondays through Wednesdays. The Jazz Bar, located in Prairie View, Texas, dial 936-857-9566. Hello and welcome back to the Mike Prince Show. I'm your host, Mike Prince, and what a lovely, lovely day it is. I want to give a shout out to my hometown, St. Louis, Missouri. I understand that there are some folks that will be listening from time to time, in particular my daughter, and thank you so much for the support, and everyone else back in the lovely Midwest. And as I go forward, we shall survive the St. Louis Rams escape. Got that out of my system, and I'll continue to shout that out from time to time. Speaking of the NFL, what a weekend. Wow. The Patriots fall short to the Broncos, and the Carolina Panthers destroy the Arizona Cardinals. What a display of dominance by Cam Newton and the Panthers. If anyone has ever doubted, I know they've been hating on Cam since Cam is coming to the league, but you have got to give this man props, credit, whatever you want to say. This brother and the Panthers are taking care of business, and it's hard for you to go against them. It's like people watch this dude to collapse every week, and they're like, it doesn't happen. Even when they start off slow, they go back and they regroup, and they say, you know what, let's do this, let's do that, let's interchange this, let's interchange that, and they begin to make things pop off, and they begin to do what it takes to be a winner. And a good team, no matter what the sport is, the thing that they have best besides X's and O's is how to adjust to certain things that are going on. You can go in thinking that this is what you want to do, and you find out that that's not going to be done today. So they have a great ability to adjust on the fly, which makes them a very, very difficult team to try and hunker down. They got a lot of choice weapons, just an overall good team, solid defense, and it's going to be hard to go against them. Now, back to the AFC, no doubt everyone knows that listens to this show, that knows me personally, I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. And I'm still slowly but surely getting over the fumble. It's going to be all right. I had to take some woosah moments every now and then, but everything is okay. Everything is okay. And the display of dominance that the Denver Broncos defense showed on Sunday was absolutely superb. They destroyed Tom Brady. And the years that I have watched football, I've never seen Tom Brady take the beating that he took this past Sunday. He was knocked down on more than enough occasions. He was picked off, pressured, harassed, and he just looked overwhelmed with the speed and the ferocity in which the Denver Bronco defense came across. And beyond a shadow of a doubt, I hadn't had the time to check it out, but for the first time in a long time in the Super Bowl, you got the number one seeded teams from the AFC and the NFC meeting in the Super Bowl. And that's got to be pretty exciting and pretty interesting to see. I'm not going to give a pick just yet because you know what? I don't want to well, you pretty much probably know who I'm going to go with, but I just want to still make it official because we got the Pro Bowl weekend, and I don't think anybody's going to be watching the Pro Bowl, but that's just me because the Pro Bowl is a glorified exhibition game, but who cares? It's a good day. It's in Hawaii, so that's a good thing for this time of the year. But I'm not real concerned nor keen about the Pro Bowl. I won't even go into that. But the NFL shaping up to have been some very entertaining playoff games and should be an interesting Super Bowl. But I really I just want it to be competitive. As long as it's competitive, you'll have my entertainment. I don't even care about the halftime stuff. I do like to see the commercials that have come out and all of those things that come with it. But as far as the Super Bowl, I want it to be competitive and see what happens here in the long run. So a lot of football moves continuing to happen, and we'll keep you abreast so you can go listen to the big boys to hear about that. We're going to take us a break, and once we come back from this break, we're going to dive into the art of coaching. The art of coaching is going to be our main topic on today, and we'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll dive right into it. You're listening to the Mike Prince Show live on the Open Mic Broadcast Network at OBN-Radio.com, and don't forget, we'll be right back. You're listening to Community Radio on the Open Mic Broadcast Network, 87.9 FM, Prairie View, Texas. Apple Ford Hyundai is a dealer you can count on. Apple's range of car services include new Ford Hyundai sales, used car sales, car loans, and auto financing. Certified Ford Hyundai Auto Service Department, full selection of Ford Hyundai auto parts and aftermarket accessories. Come on out to Brenham, Texas, and find out why Apple Ford Hyundai has been named the best kept secret in Brazos Valley. They're located at 1820 Highway 290 West in Brenham, Texas. You can dial their toll-free number at 888-898-6095. There's even an internet sales division. Simply go to www.appleford.com. Apple Ford Hyundai of Brenham, Texas.
Okay, astronaut, you're up. You'll be meeting with Wish Kid Brandon.
Roger, Brandon.
His wish is to see a space shuttle launch.
All systems are go. We are cleared for liftoff.
This year, more than 27,000 children will be diagnosed with a life-threatening medical condition.
And, Cowboy?
Yes, ma'am.
You'll be meeting with Shayla at a dude ranch in San Antonio.
Let's saddle up.
Some will miss school. Some will miss time with their family and friends.
Princess, are you here?
Oh, yes. Thank you so much for rescuing me from that evil witch.
Juliana wishes for a princess-themed room makeover.
That sounds magical.
But with your help, the Make-A-Wish Foundation can lift their spirits and give them a special kind of hope.
Pirate!
Yar!
You're up for Isaac's wish.
Aye, aye, Captain.
The wishes of thousands of children are waiting to come true.
You can help make my wish happen. Visit wish.org today.
With over 20 years of experience as a lawyer, attorney Lee Van Richardson Jr. can help you with whatever your need may be. Divorce, car accidents, criminal case, wills, deeds, trust, civil suits, parent and child relationships. Contact Richardson's Law Office located at 1047 Austin Street in Hempstead, Texas. You can call them at 979-826-8008. Attorney Lee Van Richardson Jr. in Hempstead, Texas. And welcome back to the Mike Prince Show. I am Mike Prince. Would you imagine that? And welcome to those that are listening locally and throughout the country. Man, this is really, really exciting. I appreciate you all support and all your well wishes and the texts and chats in between breaks and everything. It's just a great time in the atmosphere. So now we're going to get really into our topic of the day, if you will, and it is the art of coaching. I've been fortunate enough. I've played ball on all levels, various levels. I've had some pretty good success, and honestly, if it had not been for athletics and baseball in particular, it really changed the course of my life. And I've always been asked, Prince, had you ever considered coaching? And I did some local high school and little league coaching, to try to give back and teach the kids. But as much as I love athletics, as much as I love coaching, I don't believe that I could coach today's athlete. It is an entirely different mindset, a different era of athlete. You got guys who are good athletes, but they could be great athletes if they learn how to take constructive criticism, how they could take someone kind of getting in on them, if you will, if they could just grow up, and stop being such a baby, you could really end up being some great individuals. What you need to understand is that athletics is really a small glimpse of any person's lifetime, whether it be male or female. That's only a small window of your life. And if you can't handle the things that come in it, it's really an indicator of how you're going to be after athletics. Unfortunately, Lawrence Phillips was a great collegiate running back with Nebraska, played for the St. Louis Rams and a couple other teams in the NFL, and had the unfortunate news of him. It looks like now he committed suicide while in prison. troubled in and out, in and out. And I've seen it happen, and I've even probably benefited from some time or another that athletes, although they're special, sometimes they get handled so special that they create a very obscure, blurred line on reality and perception. It does not work the way a lot of these young men think it should be working in the world of athletics. And if you happen to have certain skills, you kind of challenge the system, if you will, and it makes life difficult on the coach. Now, I've always believed that in the art of coaching, there are three particular factors that a coach must have and must possess in order to have any type of marginal success. Now, you got to understand, the average person measures success simply by wins and losses. And although wins and losses are extremely important, you got to understand there's an entirely different era of collegiate athletes in particular that you must deal with. There's a thing called APR where you could be 100-0 on the floor, on the field. But if your guys are not going to class, if they're not graduating, then you lose. Then you could have where you might have good talent and they might not be getting over the hump, but they're passing all the classes, they're doing everything they need to do, they're role model citizens in and out of the classroom, and then everybody says the team stinks, the coaches stink, get rid of all of them. So there's a shoot me or stab me syndrome going on. Either you're going to love what we're doing because we're doing it the right way, doing it by the books, or you're going to allow me a little wiggle room to cheat and bend and challenge the system. You have to decide, what do you want to be known as? Do you want to be known as a coach that won a lot of games and didn't care about these people as individuals? Or do you want to be known as a good coach who had a great relationship that developed young men and women to become productive members of society? The first thing that I think that really contributes to a great coach versus a good coach, they've got to be a motivator. You're dealing with so many different personalities, so many different backgrounds and lower standards of expectation that you got to corral and get these people to come on one accord and let them know that if I didn't believe in you, if I didn't have any significant hope or see a light of sunshine in your life, you wouldn't be on this team. You wouldn't be representing this program. And you got so many times you got to not only overcome the kids' environment, but you got to overcome the kids' own parenting system. And I hate to say that, but you have some parents that will turn the kid against the coach when the coach is there trying to help you. Maybe you've never had it, but because of my involvement in sports on so long, it's really been a great, huge factor of my life. I've heard parents convince their child that the coach doesn't like them. That's why they're not playing. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let me explain something to you about coaching. The coach is truly at the mercy of the student athlete. If the student athlete does not perform, then guess what? It's a reflection that the coach must not be able to motivate the young man or woman. I.e., I can easily get rid of the coach than to get rid of an entire team. If my livelihood is depending on a 14 to 22-year-old mind, and if I think this kid could help me, they're going to play. Why do we keep on saying they don't like my kid? They this, that, and the other, this, that, and then you want to trash the institution or the school or the coach when there's a responsible factor from both sides? So the coach has to be a motivator. He has to be able to encourage them that you can do it. I won't call their name out, but I had a baseball coach, and I was contemplating on whether or not I should go here or go there as far as distance from home. And I said, well, I want to be close to help my mom out. And he looked at me with a stern look and a straight face, and he said, son, your mom has chose her life. It's time for you to choose yours. And at that moment, it was like someone had taken a hot rod and just poked me all over the place. I got that hot, that furious. But when I calmed down, it made all the sense in the world to me. We allow others to keep us from going toward the destiny that is awaiting us. So I was like, okay, I got you. So we know that the coach must be a motivator. The coach then has to be a mentor. A lot of these student athletes, and I'm going to kind of focus on the African-American male or the male student because unbeknownst to all, it's not just the African-American male that daddy is missing out of the household. It's happening in other ethnic groups as well, but they want to highlight the African-American male. And I'm okay with that, being that I'm an African-American male, but I want to generate and talk about all situations, because what I'm finding out that tragedy, challenges, and struggles in life really doesn't care what you look like. It just wants to attack, and when it attacks. It doesn't matter about race, creed, or color. They're going to go for the gusto. But anyway, I digress. Let me get back to what I was saying. When you become a coach, you got to become a mentor. You become this father-like image to help these young men and these young women to try to take and learn how to adjust to life. Because unbeknown to many folks, it's not about the classroom experience that builds and shape you in college. It's really the other people that you'll meet, the other people that you'll come across to bring you different looks in life, to bring you different views from life that will help mold you and shape you into becoming the man or woman that you desire to be. So this coach has to be a mentor. He has to be able to encourage this kid, has to be able to keep this kid mind focused, has to be able to say, hey, I believe in you. He's a mentor. Sometimes, and a lot of times, the coach-player's relationship has nothing to do with the X's and O's. It's about molding this person to become a better individual. The third thing is that the coach must become a teacher. You have to teach beyond the playing field. You have to teach beyond the court. You have to teach beyond whatever your sport environment is. Because as I mentioned earlier, you're only going to have a short window of presumably a very long life. And how you execute and respond to the different levels of adversity in this particular window of your life is going to shape and mold you for a very, very long time. I could recall during my playing days at Prairie View, I played under Coach John Tankersley and Raymond Burgess, and we had a lot of talent on the team. Didn't win as many games as I would have liked to seen us win, but one thing that was always taught to us, and they would say, some of the guys that are to the left of you and to the right of you, they're going to be some of your long-term friends. And when you go back and you look at these things and you laugh and you reminisce and you go like, wow, they taught us something that went beyond the field. And even when you learn that if I've done my best and you beat me, then I didn't lose. You were just better than I was. So I had to learn that if I'm losing is one thing, but if I'm quitting, that's another thing. Because if I'm quitting, I'm giving up, I'm throwing in the towel, then I have to be taught that it's not what you do, but it's how you do it. And if you choose to do it the opposite way than what we're trying to get you to see, then you become a cancer or a liability to the team, because now the coach has a role, the parent has a role, and the player has a role. Now, the role of a parent is they got to release authority, they got to release the permission, if you will, for this coach to do what's to the best interest for the student athlete. You cannot come in trying to say you're doing my baby wrong when you don't know all the scenarios, when you know your baby, your baby is prone to have a mind of their own. Or maybe you're feeding them, you should be starting Junior. Junior, you know this, Junior, and that, Junior. Then Junior say, yeah, you're right. And so Junior now becomes a problem. And so now Junior, instead of listening to the coach, Junior now wants to listen to the parent, because what you say, don't define me, I'm your mama, I'm your daddy, and blah, blah, blah. So when Junior now mind is confused because he's there, and the minute that the coach gets on Junior, then Junior is going to become rebellious because he's got whispered in the back of his head what mama or daddy is saying in his ear. You were a star since Pee-wee. Everybody was a star at Pee-wee. Everybody was a star in high school. You start separating the boys from men, women from girls, when you break out into college. You break out in the professional ranks. That's when you separate. Everybody was the top man, the top woman from wherever they came from. That's how they got recognized. You were better. You were the pick of the litter. So you take the pick of the litter, you bring them with the other pick of the litter, and then it's the strong survive. And if you feel like that you want more time, put in the work and wait patiently. Don't go starting a revolt. Well, we're going to protest, we're going to boycott because we're not getting enough playing time. Don't get bitter, get better. You got the opportunity. What happens is, and what I find out from my playing experience, the one that whines the most, that cries the most, don't put in the time. And then when they do get in and they get pulled right back out, they say, I didn't get enough time to readjust. We're in war. You've been talking about what you can do and how you can do it. When you get in, make it happen. And if you blow it, then guess what? You got to go back to the drawing board, get better, and make it happen. So the parent has got to tell that student athlete, listen to what your coach is saying. Trust what your coach is saying. And then as the student athlete has got to go and execute. Because if you're not executing, the coach can draw up the most perfect play, but they can't run it. The student athlete has to hold some responsibility as well. Because a winning program, a winning season, is three factors. The coach has prepared, the parent has supported, and the student has executed. Man, what a wonderful world this would be. You are listening to the Mike Prince Show. We're going to take a break, and we'll come back with more information and the latest, greatest going on the campus of Prairie View. Keep it where you got it, and we'll be right back. Hello, this is Mike Prince, the host of the Mike Prince Show, featured right here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Just wanted to share with you that we have our app available where you can go and download it at Google Play absolutely free. You'll never miss another show. You can catch up with old archives, and you can pass it on. It's the gift that keeps on giving. The Mike Prince Show app available at Google Play absolutely free. Talk that makes sense. The Mike Prince Show, right here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. The Jazz Bar, located in Prairie View, Texas, is a great opportunity for you to have your next community event, whether it be nonprofit, funeral reception, community, charity, government, church, or individuals. The Jazz Bar has the accommodations to meet your need. The Jazz Bar is open Thursdays through Sundays, and you can schedule your private parties Mondays through Wednesdays. The Jazz Bar, located in Prairie View, Texas, dial 936-857-9566. It's a new year, and that means tax season is here, and Gunderson's Bookkeeping can provide you with personal income tax preparation. For more information and schedule an appointment, call Gunderson's Bookkeeping at 936-372-2661. All right, welcome back to the Mike Prince Show. I'm your host, Mike Prince. My daughter, she said, Daddy, what you know about that music that you're playing for your, show, intro and exit? I said, I don't know. I believe she said it was DMX or somebody. All I know is that it was a nice enough sound for me to pull in, and it was available through a podcast, free share music, and that's how we got there. So, DMX, if that's who it is, thank you for that beat, sir. We are moving right along. We have covered a lot of ground right now, and as we talked this last segment about the art of coaching and how things go or should go in a perfect world, it brings us to the point to where I've gotten word and done a quick confirmation, if you will, that the head basketball coach for the Prairie View A&M University Panthers, Coach Byron Rim II, has resigned as head basketball coach for the Panthers. Right now, the Panthers are in a difficult year overall. They are struggling as far as winning games and things are concerned. They're at the bottom of the Southwest Athletic Conference, 1-6 in conference play, 1-18 overall in the current 5-game losing streak. They lost at home here recently against Mississippi Valley State, and as a person that is connected to the athletic department of Prairie View, it's always hard to see one of the family members have a struggle and even go down like that. So my thoughts and prayers are with Coach Rim, an outstanding guy. I pray that he recovers and rebounds from this, and it's always a challenge, and you do the best that you can with what you got, and then you move on. So Coach Byron Rim II, I believe it's 10 years of service to Prairie View, and thank you so much, sir. And I do understand that it's a difficult time at this time of life for you and your family. So our thoughts and prayers are with you here from the Mike Prince Show and the Open Mic Broadcast Network family, and we know that you will recover and rebound, and that's the thing that's terrible about coaching. Well, I won't say terrible about coaching, but the challenge of coaching is that when these guys take these jobs, they know that it could change in a heartbeat. It could change in a heartbeat. I'm also getting some confirmation on, it was mentioned on Twitter, that a defensive line coach, Joe Nixon, for the Panthers, is also moving on to greener pastures. He has accepted, from my understanding, a scouting job in the Canadian Football League. So Coach Nixon will be moving from the hill across the border, up the border, if you will, to Canada, and we want to wish him the very best and success on today. It's a tough thing to move in and out. You get adjusted and accustomed to people, and then next thing you know, they move on. But that is the nature and the art of this business, which is one of the reasons why I decided that I didn't want to pursue collegiate level coaching or anything like that, because You cannot. I'm a homebody. I'm kind of geeky, and I like being close to the home. And, I do travel a lot, but I travel not hoping that when I come back from that travel, that they say, okay, your bags are packed and your stuff is ready. You don't even have to come home. We'll send it to the house. I don't like that kind of style, but it's an exciting lifestyle, and it can be a very fruitful lifestyle, but that is the risk of reward. So we want to wish those two men much great success, and thank you so much for your service and your contribution to enhance Prairie View athletics, and we wish you nothing but the best in the very near future. This is Mike Prince, and you are listening to the Mike Prince Show. I hope you're enjoying it. I hope you like what we have to say, and tell somebody about it. I'm going to take us another quick break, and we're going to break down what I think is the most sexiest season of them all, and that's baseball. Keep it where you got it. We'll be right back. You're listening to Community Radio on the Open Mic Broadcast Network, 87.9 FM, Prairie View, Texas.
You know what? I got a problem with drinking and driving. Too many fall victim, most don't survive it. We just gotta think before we drink, cause you can lose your life just as fast as you can blink. It's that simple. We all know driving drunk is illegal, still we're doing it. I'm just trying to smarten up my people so we can keep it safe on the roads. I'm all about mad, and that's because they got a positive goal. So next time when you out with the guys, make sure at least one stays sober to ride. Keep it safe, y'all. Yeah, keep it safe, y'all. Yeah, mad.org.
You want to know what Boy Scouting is all about? Boy Scouts of America program has 3 specific objectives, commonly referred as the aims of scouting. They are character development, citizenship training, and personal fitness. If you have a young man between the ages of 11 and 17 and you live in the Houston area, dial 713-659-8111. On my honor, I will do my best.
Did you know that physically active children are healthier? It's true. Exercise protects them from diabetes, obesity, cancer, and heart disease. Sadly, nearly half of our kids don't get the recommended 60 minutes of exercise a day. So turn off your kids' TV or computer and take them outside for a walk or bike ride. After all, what's more important than your child's health? To learn more about getting exercise into your child's life, visit the American Council on Exercise website at acefitness.org. That's acefitness.org.
Are you looking for an affordable way to increase your business? Let the Open Mic Broadcast Network lead the way. For a customized, affordable ad campaign, call 832-213-8824. And welcome back to the Mike Prince Show. I'm your host, Mike Prince. Follow us on Twitter, OBN_radio. Like our Facebook page at Open Mic Broadcast Network. That is OPEN, capital MIC. That is all one word, Broadcast Network. You can follow us on Instagram at OBN Radio. That is OBN Radio, and our website is obnradio.com. And when you want to check us out in our broadcast, you can even go to iHeartRadio, and check out OBN Sports, and we're all there, covered in a nutshell. The tournament will be coming up real soon. We'll be at the Toyota Center getting all those things locked and squared away for the SWAC tournament. And we are going to be exclusively bringing you Prairie View A&M University baseball coverage at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Head baseball coach, first-year baseball coach Antoine Riggins has taken over the helm for the Panthers, and they're excited as they get things opened up and ready for the season, which will be kicking off February the 19th. They'll be down in the Wesley Burroughs Stadium, which is down in New Orleans, Louisiana. It'll be a 3-game series they're taking on. It's an invitation, the MLB invitation that they have coming out. They'll be facing Alcorn and Grambling, and it's going to be another game. I guess someone from the East, not real sure who that will be. But as the old folks would say, if the creek don't rise and the Lord delays its coming, you'll be able to listen exclusively to Panthers baseball starting February the 19th from New Orleans, Louisiana. Simply go to our website at OBN-Radio.com and go to the Central Channel on the broadcast page and check it out. If you're away from your computer and you still want to listen to the game, here is the advantage of listening to the Open Mic Broadcast Network. You can simply dial a phone number through your phone, any type of phone, enter the code, and you'll listen to the game live in living color as it unfolds. And that number is 724-444-7444. I know it's a lot of fours, but I'll give it to you again. 724-444-7444. You enter in the code 46493, and it will prompt you right into the live broadcast. Be sure to visit our website at obnradio.com for the schedule. We'll create a PDF form schedule where it'll attach the team's games. All you have to do is click on the little deal on the link, and it will open up and give you everything that you would need to have. So the Panthers will be on that road, and they'll come back home on the 23rd of February to take on Incarnate Word, a Southland opponent. That'll be a 2 p.m. first pitch. That is going to be on a Tuesday. Then you have February the 24th. They'll go down the road to take on the Aggies at Texas A&M. That will be a 6 p.m. first pitch start on Wednesday, February the 24th. I'm just going to give you the February dates, and then we'll get on out of that. On February 26th, it will be Texas Rio Grande down in Edinburgh, Texas for a 3-game series. That will be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So that will go to 26th, 27th, and the 28th. And it will be a whole lot of shaking going on. So the Panthers baseball team taking on the new look and the new attack and way of getting things done under Coach Antoine Simmons. He's got his coaching staff together. Guys are getting things up and about, ready to bake and shake, if you will, to get some things happening. And we'll be right there with you every step of the way on the Open Mic Broadcast Network. This is Mike Prince. I want to thank you all so much for all your help, all your support, all the texts. My mom even texted me this morning, said she's out and about listening through the app. And we have the app called the Mike Prince Show app. You can go and get it from Google Play. It's a free app. Download it, and every time we go live, it'll notify you that we're live in living color. If you happen to miss, you can go back and get the archive, and it is absolutely free. And it's called the Mike Prince Show app. The Mike Prince Show app. It is available right now only on Android, and we get it. But you can also listen to this show through iTunes. Go to the Mike Prince Show and pick it up that way. Well, that is going to bring us to the end of what I would like to consider a successful show. Want to remind you that you can send your questions, comments, or thoughts to the Mike Prince Show by way of emailing us at OMB, that's Oscar Mary Bravo, network at gmail.com. Send us your thoughts, comments, suggestions, whatever it be, even a word or two of encouragement to let us know how you appreciate the show. You can also send it by way of Twitter at OBN_radio and get that in and let us know how we're doing. And don't forget, you can even send us an Instagram look at OBNradio.com. stay tuned because we're going to be having some baseball ticket giveaways throughout the course of the season for our lucky listeners and subscribers. And don't forget, you can get all the latest and the greatest right here each and every week on the Mike Prince Show. One final thought, if you had not heard, my name is in the hat to run for mayor for the city of Prairie View. If you know anyone within the city of Prairie View limits and they would like to be educated on who Mike Prince is and what he stands for, encourage them to Google my name and see what we've done. I'm out of time right now, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us. Until next week, God bless, and we'll see you on the other side. Have a great day.